No.
Oh, sila mic over there, right? Good afternoon from the Box Bar Mini Stadium, wherever you might be getting our voices and signals. You most welcome and welcome to the theater. It is the final group game of the GFF Men's Division 2 promotional playoffs in Group A, and of course coming to you live on LSTV 1 at the Caribbean Parliament Fatih. Usman and the team behind camera operations. And few minutes from the Box Bar Mini Stadium, the score is already 0-0. It's a clash between the regional third division champions from LRR and the boys from KM. ASM Athletic up against Pipeline, currently underway at the Box Bar Mini Stadium. Pipeline dressed in white shorts and black socks under the guidance of Mohamed K. Fati, assisted by Alajin Jai, whilst Pafode Bojang serves as the head coach, assisted by Musa Bojang on the technical dugout, or Musa Ture rather, on the technical dugout for ASM Football Club. And ASM dressed in orange shorts and orange socks, kicking from the police line end of the Box Bar Mini Stadium towards the Democracy end, whilst Pipeline kicking from the Democracy end towards the police line end. And just as I said, it is just the beginning of this crucial and lively game. ASM Athletic just need to avoid a defeat, whilst Pipeline needs maximum points to have any chance of advancing to the next position. A point might do for them, but that will also depend on results elsewhere. But anyway, the score, just as I said, is 0-0. Pipeline have started this game with Yusuf Dafe in goal, Mustafa Kamara team captain, Faburama Jete, Fode Jaju, Lamin Bojang, Baisanyang, Hamidu Jawo, Ibrahim Akanyi, Minos Mane, Mario Jaju, and Dauda Jawo completes the 11, whilst the third division champions ASM from KM started with Abubakar Sise as usual in goal, Usainu Danso, Usman Balde, Jibril Sane, Saliu Job, Mamadi Khan, Lawrence Jata, Abbas Baji, Vicente Gomez, Omar Njai, and Abdullahi Jalo, team captain, completes the 11. And you could hear the roars and cheers coming from the section of supporters of Pipeline and ASM. ASM, of course, the away side, whilst Pipeline currently playing as the home side. Central referee is Mustafa Juve, assisted by Dauda Sonko, Seni Bojang, Mod Lamin Sanyang, Lamin Kaba Jiba is the match commissioner, whilst Elaji Sane serves as the referee assessor in this crucial and lively game. This time around, magnificent strike, but that was decently cleared out by Pipeline. And now around the center, Pipeline will use the moment to break. Could this be a moment for both sides to have any chance of advancing to the next stage of the competition? And of course, 4 teams will advance to the semi-finals, while the other 3 will crash out from the competition in totality. Central referee Mustafa Juve, and now Pipeline will start the play from their own half to the tall and lanky central defender Fode Jaju. Fode Jaju is one of the central defenders. Now an opportunity for Pipeline, decently caught out. And Usainu Danso, who missed from the starting 11 in the last 2 games, though came on as substitute in the last game against Sporting Real at the Bakau Mini Stadium. And Usainu has been rewarded by giving him the starting bat by head coach Pafode Bojang. And Pafode, assisted by Musa Ture, Mohamed K. Fati, and Alajin Jai on the technical dugout for Pipeline. And the LRR third division champions will drive forward. The score is currently 0-0. Won their first game, lost the second, and now hoping to secure maximum points, whilst ASM Athletic are still unbeaten in the competition. Defeated Sabi 2-1 in the first game, drew goalless against Sporting Real in Bakau, and now at the Box Bar Mini Stadium for the final group game. And we will definitely get you the current situation in Group A and B respectively. Currently in Group A, we have ASM Athletic with 4 points before this contest, after defeating Pipeline, or Sabi rather, and picking a point against Sporting Real. Pipeline currently with 3 points. Defeated Sporting Real 2-0 before losing narrowly 2-1 to Sabi at the Boxbar Mini Stadium. Sabi, who are currently playing away to Sporting Real in Bacau, lost their first game to ASM Athletic 2-1 before picking maximum points on the same scoreline against Pipeline at the Boxbar Mini Stadium. Sporting Real got defeated in the first, got a point in the second. And of course, it's a rainy day at the Boxbar Mini Stadium. But despite the rains, we will definitely manage to see what is definitely going to be the outcome from the Boxbar Mini Stadium. It is currently 0-0 between the two. Pipeline 0, ASM 0. We will constantly monitor situations elsewhere, as we are currently having 3 games across 3 different venues. ASM against Pipeline at the Boxbar Mini Stadium, Sabi against Sporting Real in Bacau, SL United versus SMC is currently underway in Basori as well. Now Pipeline will use the moment to break. Back to the goalkeeper Abubakar. And the goalkeeper, without wasting much time, clears that ball desperately. Pipeline dressed in white shorts and black socks. Cross comes in. That never troubled the goalkeeper, and you could hear the claps coming from the faithfuls of Pipeline. And on the far end is the supporters of ASM Athletic, who are indeed far away from our commentary cabin. Very close to our commentary cabin is the traveling set of supporters behind the Pipeline side. The score is already 0-0. In case you're just joining us, you are reminded that it's coming to you live from the Boxbar Mini Stadium. Pipeline will now have the chance to drive it forward. Currently having more of the orange sides dropping for some defensive duty. Already a player down and already back on his feet. And it's now an opportunity for Pipeline to effect the throw-in. On the far end of the Boxbar Mini Stadium, Vicente dropping deep for some defensive duty, and Vicente clears that ball massively. It's still Pipeline 0, ASM 0. ASM just need to avoid a defeat. That's going to be a foul. And central referee, very close to the scene, has already handed an opportunity to Pipeline. And the regional 3rd division champions from LRR will have the chance to get this. And Pipeline in this year's LRR 3rd division finished 2nd in Group B, only behind Black the Horse, or Black Dragon the Horse. And after finishing 2nd, the team advanced to the quarterfinal, where they got the better of Jataba, defeating Jataba on post-match shootout after 1-1 in regulation. In the semi-final, defeated Black Dragon the Horse 2-1 before qualifying to the final to face Diba Oil, where the side emphatically defeated Diba Oil 3-0 in the regional 3rd division final in LRR, booking a spot in the promotional playoffs for a spot, or for a possible spot in the 2nd division. In their first game, defeated Sporting Real 2-0 before losing 2-1 to Sabi at the Boxbar Mini Stadium. ASM Athletic currently having key of their players, or every player except the center forward. All the other players are currently behind the ball. There are 2 players currently behind the ball for Pipeline. Could this be a moment? Delivery over the crossbar. And claps coming from the section of supporters. Pafode Bojang and his charges won the KM Regional 3rd Division on 2 occasions, winning it in 2025 and 2026 respectively. And the side came very close last season, played the promotion playoffs before crashing out after the defeat to Carnifing East. And this season won the Regional 3rd Division after the semi-final victory over BK West in the KM Regional 3rd Division, booking a spot in the final for the 2nd consecutive season. In the final, got the better of Bakau Kumani in a final which ended goalless before ASM Athletic winning the contest on post-match shootout. In the first game of the promotion playoff, the side got the better of Sabi in Basori 2-1 in against Sabi in Basuri before picking a point in the nail-biting goalless draw against Sporting Real in Bakau. And Mustafa Juve, the central referee, seems to have handed his final warning to the player in question, Fode Jaju Tol Anlanke, who is serving as the central defender for Pipeline. And Pipeline will effect this through the central defender Fode Jaju. In case you're just joining us, it is just coming to you live from the Box Bar Mini Stadium. From the Box Bar Mini Stadium in Brikama. Final group game of the promotion playoff in Group A between Pipeline Football Club and ASM Athletic around the center circle. Now ASM will use the moment to drive it forward. Jibril Sane, who came on as substitute in the last game, has already been given a starting part. Now Pipeline will attack through the most dangerous player. Cross comes in. Could that be a moment? What a miss. That should have been Pipeline 1-0 up. But unfortunately, the player failed to capitalize. That was indeed a magnificent delivery from Lamin Bojang. And Lamin's delivery was decently met by one of the center forwards. But unfortunately, earlier on the goalkeeper had a touch. The player failed to bury that home. And that was, of course, a scary moment for ASM Athletic. A moment of disappointment for Pipeline after failing to capitalize on that. But already the score is 0-0. Pipeline under Mustafa O Mohamed Kefati and Alaji Njai starting this game with Yusufa Dafe in goal. Mustafa Kamara is the team captain. Faburama Jete, Fode Jaju Lamin Bojang, Mbai Sanyang, Hamidu Jao, Ibrahim Akanyi, Minos Mane, Mario Jaju and Dauda Jao completes the 11 for the LRR 3rd Division champions Pipeline Football Club. ASM under Pafode Bojang. And Musa Toure having Abubakar Sise as usual in goal. Usainu Danso, Osman Balde, Jibril Sane, Saliu Joub is one of the central defenders who replaced Sirifo Dabo in the heart of defense this afternoon for ASM Athletic. Saliu Joub 16, Mamadi Khan, Lawrence Jata Abbas Baje, Vicente Gomez, Omar Njai and Abdullah Jallo completes the 11 and Abdullah is the team captain for ASM Athletic Football Club. Mustafa Juve is the central referee assisted by Dauda Sonko. Seni Bojang, Modlamin Sanyang the fourth assistant referee. Lamin Kaba Jiba is the match commissioner. Alaji Sane is the referee assessor. From the Box Bar Mini Stadium earlier on, rainy, but now we are seeing some glimpses of sunlight. And hopefully we might have some of the lights before sunset. And now Abdullah Jallo will effect this set piece at a crucial position, not very far from the dressing room of the Box Bar Mini Stadium. He has been a dead ball specialist. Jallo Abdullah, delivery, partly headed out by Pipeline Football Club. And ASM Athletic will use the moment. And ASM will have every player behind the ball in trying to defend this. And now Dauda Jao will drive it forward. The player slips in the process. Cross comes in. Partly dealt with by ASM Athletic, and Pipeline will use the moment once again. Could that be a moment for Pipeline to drive it forward? It's a tussle between the players around the defensive setup of ASM Athletic Football Club. Who is going to win, it remains to be seen. And Usainu Danso now to the center forward. Could this be a moment for ASM Athletic to get it forward? And the play seems slippery. And Omar Njai controlling that ball, trying to reconnect the run of Vicente Gomez on the far end. But unfortunately, he could not reconnect Vicente, and the ball is already out for a throw-in. Pipeline to their talisman, Lamin Bojang. Lamin getting it around the center circle to Mbai Sanyang. ASM will try to have some defensive duty. ASM Athletic to Mamadi Khan, allowing the ball to roll out for a throw-in. It has been a busy technical area for both head coach Pafode Bojang and of course the Gafa Mohamed Kefati for Pipeline Football Club. Abubakar Sise, the shot stopper, who was the hero in the post-match shootout in the final against Bakau Komani, has been a reliable shot stopper for his side. Who is going to win it? Usainu Danso now. Could this be a moment? Usainu trying to twist and turn, and that swift recovery from Pipeline Football Club, and Usainu allowing his players to come forward, getting that ball down. Cross comes in. That's a swift delivery and swift defending coming from the defenders of Pipeline Football Club into the gloves of Yusufa Dafe, the shot stopper. Lamin Bojang. Lamin Bojang. Bojang again for Pipeline. He has been the talisman. Could that be a moment? What a hit. And that would have been the first goal for ASM Athletic Football Club. And that nearly got the goalkeeper unaware, coming from Usman Balde. And Usman Balde, the left-sided wing-back for ASM Athletic Football Club. The ball already eluded the goalkeeper, Yusufa Dafe. But unfortunately, could not hit the target. In case you're just monitoring it, you are reminded that this game is coming to you live from the Box Bar Mini Stadium. It's the GFF Men's Division 2 promotion playoffs. Pipeline will use the moment. Lamin Bojang, magnificent strike, badly palmed by the goalkeeper. And Usainu Danso will have some defensive duty, being brought down and rewarded by central referee Mustafa Ajouf. Fantastic game from the Box Bar Mini Stadium. We will constantly monitor situations elsewhere. There is already a game in Bakau between Sabi and Sporting Real. SL United and SMC currently underway in Basuri. From the Box Bar, the score is 0-0. And now the chance. Vicente will drive it forward. And the talisman for ASM Athletic has narrowly lost that. And now Pipeline will build on that attack. But currently having key of its players off. And Mustafa Jouf has already given that an advantage to Pipeline. And already the score is 0-0 in case you're just monitoring situations. And you... Usainu has been a tricky and fantastic young player. Danso Usainu getting it short. And Vicente Gomez now getting that ball fantastically to Jibril Sane. And this time Jibril has been wrestled and rewarded by central referee. This is of course at a promising angle for ASM Athletic to drive. And you could hear their supporters calling in for a goal. Abdullah Jallo will undoubtedly take this. Abdullah Jallo has been a reliable dead ball specialist, and the team will rely on the brilliance of Abdullah Jallo to possibly have any chance of having the advantage from the Box Bar Mini Stadium. Pafode Bojang industrious on the technical area, giving instructions to the boys. And Pipeline will have every player behind the ball except the center forward. Pipeline started with Yusufa Danso, Yusufa Dafe Rada in goal, Mustafa Kamara, Faburama Jete, Fode Jaju, Lamin Bojang, Mbai Sane, Mbai Sanyang Rada, Hamidou Jao, Ibrahim Akanyi, Minos Mane, Mario Jaju, and Dauda Jao complete the 11. And already Abdullah Jallo is currently behind the ball alongside Usainu Danso. But we believe this ball is going to be taken by Abdullah Jallo. Jallo Abdullah, the supporters are calling in for a goal. Cross comes in. Delivery sailed over the crossbar. That never troubled the goalkeeper, Yusufa Dafe, in goal for Pipeline Football Club, who won the Regional 3rd Division in LRR for the very first time and playing in the promotion playoff for the very first time. And their very first time of asking. The team will love to get to the semi-final. Equally ASM Athletic. ASM Athletic will equally love to be in the semi-finals, and that's a foul. They were in the promotion playoffs last season. Cross out after the defeat to Carnifing East, and now in the promotion playoffs once again. And Pipeline having a player down, Hamidou Jao, already back on his feet. Already the side is having Mbai Sanyang behind the ball alongside Lamin Bojang. Lamin Bojang and Mbai are the two players behind the ball. The third player has already walked away, Hamidou Jao. Hamidou has seemingly walked away. On Lamin Bojang seems to be the candidate to deliver this. Number 2 on his back. He has been the star player for the side. Pipeline Football Club. Lamin Bojang will solely take this. Bojang. What a hit. And I think the turf seems to be a little bit slippery. And the goalkeepers need to be very much cautious. And this was why Lamin Bojang was intelligent enough to drop the ball in front of the goalkeeper to possibly give him some troubles. But anyway, it's a corner. Lamin Bojang behind the ball, and cross comes in. It's a header off target. That was a fantastic header from one of the tallest players on the pitch, Fode Jaju, playing as one of the central defenders for Pipeline Football Club. Nothing separating the two so far. Pipeline nil, ASM Athletic nil from the Box Bar Mini Stadium in Brikama. And we have already played 21 minutes on the clock. Unofficial though, the score is still barren. Box Bar Mini Stadium is the venue. Promotion Playoffs 2026 is the competition. And both sides will hope to get to the second division. But getting to the second division, you have to come through the group stages before getting a spot in the semi-final. And winning the semi-final, the side will have a spot in the second division. Fode Jaju. Now ASM Athletic to Abubakar Sise, the goalkeeper. Abubakar wouldn't keep the ball in their half. And now Vicente Gomez. Fantastic back here. Cross comes in for ASM Athletic. Defending, fantastic defending, but that nearly got the central defender unaware as the ball sailed off for a throw in on the far side. It has been a game of intensity with both sides hoping to get the breakthrough anytime soon. But let's just wait and see which of the sides will hit the back of the net. And already a point for ASM will get the team to the next phase of the competition, whilst Pipeline, a point might not be enough because the side is already on 3 points, ASM on 4, and cross comes in, partly dealt with by a magnificent strike, and that is of course a huge one. And that has been a keenly contested clash from the Box Bar Mini Stadium in Brikama. It has been a magnificent game, and who is going to win this contest now remains to be seen. But one thing that is sure, one of the two might get a victory, or there might be share of the spoils. ASM Athletic, the regional third division champions from KM, and every supporter or the supporters from KM will love to rally behind the side. And that has been a great counter attack coming from ASM Athletic Football Club. The body flag of the assistant referee has already gone up against ASM. Jibril Sane, not the best of clearance. Usainu Danso getting it side around the center. fantastic football coming from the young lads of ASM Athletic Football Club. And that was too strong. And head coach Pafode Bojang. Head coach Pafode Bojang has been seen industrious on the technical area, giving a lot of support and Lawrence against Lamin Bojang. Lamin, fantastic youngster for Pipeline. Pipeline working very hard to get the breakthrough. Equally ASM Athletic. The two sides will hope to get it done here. Pipeline are very much aware that a draw might not be enough, depending on results elsewhere. Cross comes in Abubakar. And ASM Athletic will sail to the semi-final with a point in this contest. I was even going to ask what was the player trying to do here. And that's a corner for ASM Athletic Football Club, and the team captain Abdullah Jallo will effect that for ASM. His score is 0-0. Earlier on it was two of the sides trying to get it done here, but unfortunately neither sides are so far able to get the breakthrough. Usenu Danso, Usenu, tricky and pace. Cross comes in, Usenu lifting it forward, but unfortunately could not get the targeted advantage. Pipeline, Ibrahima Kanyi Ibrahima receiving the ball once again to Fode Jaju, the central defender. Fode driving it forward. That was not the best of pass from Fode, and Fode trying to connect the right-sided wing back, but unfortunately for him, Usenu Danso arrived just in time, but Usenu in trying to control that ball missed it. Lamin Bojang, Abdullah Jallo calling in for a handball, but nothing given by the central referee. Sane, ASM Athletic, and now this is going to be an attack. Lamin Bojang around the edge of the 18. Cross comes in. It's a low drive. A weak effort. At some point they were calling in for a foul, but central referee Mustafa Juf had nothing to eat, allowing Pipeline Football Club to drive it forward. And still Abdullah Jallo, the team captain, seems to have protested against that decision. But central referee had nothing to eat. The score is still 0-0 from the Boxbar Mini Stadium in Brikama. And of course, just as I said earlier, this is Parlamin Fati at the cabin. Osman and the team behind camera operations and the commentary cabin. I am of course joined by a colleague and boss for that matter, Ibrahima KB Sonko. And KB will definitely support us as far as some analysis of this lively and entertaining showdown between Pipeline, the regional third division champions of LRR, and the champions from KM. And already 7 teams battling for the available 3 spots, and Usenu Danso, and that has been decently caught out by Pipeline, who are definitely working very hard to avoid every danger being posed by ASM Athletic Football Club under the guidance of Pafode Bojang. And Pafode is assisted by Musa Toure, whilst Mohamed K. Fati and Alaji Njai on the technical dugout for Pipeline. Of course, just as I said, I am joined by KB Sonko. Before coming to this game, I think he had a brilliant analysis of the 7 teams that are currently battling it out for the available 3 spots for promotion to the second division. KB, this is of course the final group game of Group A, where we're currently witnessing the clash between Pipeline and ASM Athletic. Of course, Pipeline might not want to have a point here. They will definitely love to have maximum points, because a point might not be enough for them here, whilst ASM Athletic just need a point to sail to the semi-finals.
A very difficult part today here, being the regional champions in the Gambia it's not enough for you to have a place in the second division. That is the second tier of football, of Gambian football. But nonetheless, they have both shown a good account of themselves so far. with Pipeline winning one and losing one, and ASM Athletic winning their first game, and they drew their last game against against Sporting Real. But nonetheless, like you said, brilliantly. For ASM Athletic, they just need to avoid a defeat to book a place into the semi-final. Boosting their chances of reaching the reaching the finals, which will give them an automatic place in the second division. Remember last year they were in this kind of situation. They missed out in the final against Sibanor. But Pipeline, this is the first ever time they are in this situation. But nonetheless, two brilliant teams, the LRR champions and that of the the KM. But the other Group A match will also have an effect of the outcome of this match. So let's hope that we see some kind of brilliant football so far, what we have seen.
Thank you very much, Ibrahim KB Sonko, for those fantastic analysis from the Box Bar Mini Stadium in Brikama. Not only at the Box Bar, we're also having two other games across different venues. We're having Savi against Sporting Real in Bakau, SAU United against SMC, who got the better of Jam City in the first game 3-1, are facing SAU United, who lost to Jam City 4-1 in the first game. And SAU United just need maximum points. And of course, from the box bar, the score is 0-0. Pipeline around the dividing line, having more of the players of ASM behind the ball. Every player of ASM Athletic currently behind the ball. Whilst Pipeline will now rely on the team captain Mustafa Kamara. And Mustafa Kamara, that seems to be a clash between the two players. And Pafode Bojang seems furious. Pafode Bojang seems furious after the central referee Mustafa Juve failing to award that. He believed that should have been a foul in his side's favor. But already the central referee and the fourth assistant referee Modlamin Sanyang have already arrived at the scene to possibly assess the level of injury to the players first before giving the green light for resumption. But the score is still 0-0 from the Box Bar Mini Stadium. Both sides are working off their socks to possibly see if they can get a breakthrough here. But Ibrahim Kebisonko, I believe the game is poisely contested, but I think a goal here will definitely have an impact on the outcome of this game.
Definitely. A goal from either side of the team will raise the alarm bells, not only in this game, but again, between Sabi and that of Sporting Real. Because all these teams, remember, they are the best of the best in their regions, and they would like to, boost their, or at least switch off promotion to the second tier. We have seen so many teams who were in this situation before, and then they never grab the opportunity, and it never come by, around. I remember Tujeren in West Coast. I remember Berewleng in West Coast. Still, those teams, in fact, at some point they suffer relegation. So it is not easy. It's a very difficult task. When you are in this situation, you must grab, your chances. But again, 7 competent teams, at least 3 will go into the second division. So it is a difficult task, not an easy one.
It is a difficult task, not an easy one at all. 7 strong sides, 7 champions for only 3 available spots. 7 teams: Pipeline, ASM, Sporting Real, SAU United, SMC, Jam City and Sabi Football Club. 3 out of the 7 will book a spot in the second division of 2026-27. Who is going to advance and who is crashing out remains to be seen. And Pipeline, coming from LRR, winning the regional 3rd division after the quarter-final victory over Jataba, defeated Black Dragon, the host, in the semi-final before defeating Diba Oil in the final 3-0. Whilst in the semi-final in KM, it was ASM Athletic that got the better of BK West in the semi-final before getting to the final. They got the better of Bakau Komani. Claps coming from the faithfuls of Pipeline Football Club, and their morals might be boosted by the appearance of some of the regional teams that are currently playing in the 2nd and 4th division of Gambian football respectively. We're currently having key of the players from LRR playing in the 2nd division. We have AJ Soccer, we have Suwokono in the 2nd division, and also having Hard FC in the top division. And of course in KM, we have a whole lot of teams playing in the second and fourth division of the country. And ASM might also be looking at themselves to say, yes, hence we have a lot of teams from KM Ibrahim KB Sonko. We can also have the chance of getting to the second division, where next season it's also also going to have our names on the list of teams that are currently playing in the second division of Gambian football, and remarkably for the first time for that matter.
Well, they have every right to dream, and looking their team, you can see very, very experienced players. Jalo, the captain, they call him. Remember his days, with Hawks, a fantastic footballer. And then, they even, in fact, the boss of, former captains of even fourth division league. That tells you about this team, how competent they are. But again, this is football. You never know. Pipeline also will be dreaming to be, one of the few teams in LRR, especially Jara Soma, which is now becoming a football hub, not only in LRR, but in the Gambia. To join some of their mates, like we mentioned, Suokuna and AJ Soka in the second tier of Gambian football.
Thank you very much, Ibrahim KB Sonko. Time is definitely running out for both sides as far as the force service is concerned. Abdullah Jallo, team captain. And Hussein Balde trying to reconnect the run of the centre forwards, but unfortunately could not connect to any. Yusufa Dafe, the shot stopper, and Yusufa isn't a new face at the Box Bar Mini Stadium, though. This is where he plays his Nawetan football, and I think he even played last summer Nawetan in Brikama. But anyway, now playing in the third division original football in LRR. Now an attack. Vicente Gomez will drive it forward. Could that be the fourth goal? And Vicente partly seven into the bottom corner. Hussein Udanso broke the deadlock for ASM Athletic Football Club. And there is already a goal at the Box Bar Mini Stadium, and of course celebrations on the far end coming from the supporters of ASM Athletic. Earlier on, it was Vicente Gomez, and Vicente's delivery was decently blocked by the shortstopper Yusufa Dafe. But the arrival of Hussein Danso, and Hussein arrived just in time to poke home. Ibrahim KB Sonko already a goal, and with the scoreline, ASM Athletic will be bragging to say, yes, we are moving. We are already in the semi-final. Only if they are able to hold on to this 1-0 advantage, or at least pick a point against Pipeline.
What an attack, what a goal. And the young netminder who is on loan from TMT, Yusufa Dafe, did exactly what he's supposed to do. Vicente hits a close range one save, and then on the rebounds, goal. 1-0, that is the breakthrough anyway. For me, I would say a deserved one, even though that the match was a bit even. But you can see, it seems like ASM Athletic, they are a bit more experienced, a bit more industrious, even though that the minimum, they need a minimum of a point to qualify to the semi-finals. Nonetheless, game on, and a fantastic goal, 1-0 advantage for the champions of KM.
And Ibrahim KB Sonko, there's already a goal in Bakau. Sabi is leading Sporting Real by a goal to nil. Of course, with that scoreline, I think Sabi and ASM Athletic will advance to the next stage.
Yeah, with that one, you can with that one, Sporting Real will be out, and Pipeline, and then Pipeline, they came with a huge expectation. Remember, they won their first game against Sporting Real. Then everybody expect them to rise beyond that. But unfortunately for them, they lost their second game against Sabi, and now that they are trailing here by a goal to nil, and Sabi is leading against Sporting Real. That is a massive scoreline.
Massive scoreline from the Box Bar Mini Stadium. Of course, one goal advantage for ASM Athletic and Sabi. And Sabi in the first game lost against ASM Athletic in Basori before picking maximum points in the 2-1 victory over Pipeline in their second game, and currently leading by a goal to nil against the Sporting Real from the Bakau Mini Stadium. The score remains 1 for ASM and 1 for Pipeline. The two sides will secure a spot in the semi-final, whilst Pipeline and Sporting Real will crash out from the tournament entirely. But anyway, it is never over until it is all over. We have to just wait and see what's definitely going to be the outcome from the Box Bar Mini Stadium, from Bakau and also in Basori. We will constantly monitor situations elsewhere as well. This must serve as a moral booster. ASM Athletic will either love to get maximum or a point. A point is definitely enough for ASM Athletic to sail to the semi-final. but currently leading by a goal to nil, courtesy of Usainu Danso. And remember, he has been one of the eye-catching players for the side. And Usainu Danso missed the first game against Sabi, came on as substitute against Sporting Real, and Usainu Danso, the goal scorer for ASM Athletic, and the regional third division champions of KM. And the central defender Lawrence seems to have struggled in the build-up. And Lawrence is another experienced central defender who joined the club alongside the likes of Sirifo Dabo. Sirifo Dabo is not part of the players that are starting this game. And Pipeline, the scoreline will serve as a wake-up call. The goal will undoubtedly serve as a wake-up call. Usainu Danso, and Usainu has been held, and remarkably the central referee will dash out a yellow. I think Usainu Danso seems to have a lot of pace and energy. I think this was why his absence was definitely felt in the 2-1 victory over Sabi.
Well, you can see, he started the attack, in the goal he scored, and then, you can see there, the defender has no choice but to pull him down, and that's, that's a deliberate foul and a yellow card.
Thank you very much, Ibrahim KB Sonko. The first time I met Usainu Danso was the regional third division in KM. When I saw the boy, I knew this boy is a fantastic lad. When I posted about Usainu Danso, somebody contacted me from Germany and said this boy came through the back way. He was one of our players here, our Gambian team, and then he was one of the most eye-catching players for that team. So Usainu Danso coming back to ASM Athletic, most especially this season, is definitely bringing a lot of firepower up front for the side, exactly for the side of Pafode Bojang. And missing the first game in the 2-1 victory was a great miss for ASM Athletic. Came on as a substitute in the second game, in a game where the side drew goalless against Sporting Real, and injected into the starting 11 against Pipeline, and now Lamin Bujang currently behind the ball. 3-man wall assembled by the regional third division champions from KM. Lamin Bujang will try to test the goalkeeper once again. The top seems to be slippery a bit. Lamin Bujang will try to drop it in front of the goalkeeper, but this time into the gloves of the shortstopper Abubakar Sise. And Abubakar was the hero in the post-match shootout victory over Bakau Komani in the regional third division final at the Varakov Sports Complex in Manjai. Usainu Danso, tricky and fantastic youngster. Now the chance for ASM Athletic to drive it forward through Usman Balde. It's a low drive, could not connect to any of the players. They are still believing that they can get the second goal, and probably Ibrahim KB Sonko with a second goal for ASM Athletic that might get this game beyond the reach, possibly beyond the reach of Pipeline, who are working tirelessly to possibly see if they can get an equalizer before halftime.
Well, for me now they're in a dangerous position. Remember, Sabi are leading against Sporting Real. That means if they give any another.
That's an attack strongly blocked indecently by Saliu Job, and Saliu replaced the Sirifo Dabo, the experienced Sirifo Dabo, as one of the central defenders for ASM Athletic in this game against Pipeline. And he has been a workaholic in the heart of defense for the third division champions from KM. Ibrahim, back to you.
Well, with Sabi leading, Sporting Real 1-0, there is no margin for error for ASM Athletic here. Despite they are leading, we know that before coming into the game, they need a minimum a point. But imagine if Pipeline can draw themselves level here, they will be very motivated to go for the win, and knowing that a win is all what they need, and that will be a moment of some heartbreak for ASM Athletic. So they're in pole position here. They are currently leading the table. They need to do everything possible to either keep the scoreline like this, or at least increase their tally.
Thank you very much, Ibrahim KB Sonko. In case you're just monitoring situations, you are reminded that this is coming to you live from the Boxbar Mini Stadium. That's a foul from the talisman Vicente Gomez. And Vicente is already down. Probably we might have the chance of seeing the additional minutes being raised by the fourth assistant referee, Mod Lamin Sanyang, who is having the central referee of Mustafa Chouf, Dauda Sonko, AS assistant AOAR1, Seni Bujang, Mod Lamin Sanyang the fourth, Lamin Kabajiba, the match commissioner, and Alaji Sane is serving as the referee assessor. 3 minutes to be added on, and 3 solid minutes to be added on shortly. Vicente Gomez with a decent cross, trying to connect the run of Usainu Danso. Usainu was able to keep that ball in play. What a lad. 3 minutes added on, and now 3 solid minutes has been added. 3 minutes for ASM Athletic to hold on to this slender advantage, and 3 minutes for Pipeline to draw this game level, or else they will be heading back into the dressing room, trailing by a goal to nil against ASM. Ibrahima.
Yeah, they are not playing badly, but they need to be at least a bit more bold than possessing the ball in the middle and drawing back again. Once more. When I came, they created some good openings, but unfortunately for them, the ASM Athletic goalkeeper, who was their hero, in the final of the KM, regional final against Bakau Coman, like you highlighted before, was also equal to the task, and he kept his side into the game, and now they are leading 1-0.
ASM Athletic still maintaining the slender advantage. Abdullah Jalo narrowly lost that. Now Pipeline will use the moment. That seems to be a tussle around the area, trying to exchange some decent runs. Pipeline lifting it forward, trying to control that ball. But unfortunately, is some defensive duty coming from Lawrence Jata. And a corner, Lamin Bujang, desperately in need of getting that quickly. And now the chance for Pipeline to get something. Cross comes in, another fantastic header. Another fantastic header with another fantastic corner for Pipeline. Into the closing stages of the fourth period. Earlier on, 3 minutes has been added on. And Pipeline will use every opportunity to see if they can draw this game level before lemon time. Fantastic header. And Pipeline will use the moment. Now in their opposition's half. Every player of ASM Athletic currently behind the ball. They will love to protect this. And already in Bakau, it's a goal. And already Sabi against Sporting Real is already 1-1. Already we have seen 2 goals in Bakau. Ibrahim KB Sonko, interestingly, Sporting Real back on level terms. Earlier on it was 1-0 for Sabi, and now it is 1-1.
Well, this is interesting. Still, there is hope for Pipeline, and Sabi still, they will grab the second position by virtue of goal difference. They will still be 4 points with a goal difference of 0 different, and while Pipeline will be zero different again, but again for goal 4. Pipeline will lift up them with 4 goals. I think that's the only difference here. The narrows of margins.
Ibrahim, I think that is going to be a keenly and tight contest between the sides. Well, anyway, Pipeline will love to get a point here. Possibly see what will definitely happen next. And already the score is 1-0 against Pipeline. And elsewhere in Bakau, it is 1-1. Sabi 1, Sporting Real 1. And Sporting Real, after speaking to, that's a header into the gloves of the goalkeeper. What a chance for Pipeline to draw this game level, but unfortunately the tall, lanky Fode Jaju, who is undoubtedly one of the tallest, if not the tallest of players on the pitch. That is the final whistle of the first half. It is half-time, and half-time from the Boxbar Mini Stadium. And ASM Athletic Ibrahim KB Sonko might be very much happy with the current score. They are currently leading by a goal to nil and will head back in the dressing room with their noses in front.
Well, they will be going to, the locker rooms, by leading by a goal to nil against this, very youthful, Pipeline FC. But you never said never in this kind of competitions. And, knowing that now, in Bakau, like you had added before, it is one apiece between Sporting Real and that is Sabi FC. Sabi FC still are edging out, their opponents in the group, in the second place of Group A with the narrows of margins. But despite that, you never know. In the course of the next 45 minutes, anything can happen.
Thank you very much, Ibrahim KB Sonko. And this is where we're going to have a brief hold of the commentary. We'll be back for the continuation. It has been Parliament for the Ibrahim KB Sonko and Osman and the team behind camera operations. Until then, we are off, and join us in the next 45 or next 15 for the second and final half between ASM Athletic and Pipeline. And in case you're just joining, the score is Pipeline 0, ASM Athletic 1. Welcome back to the Box Bar Mini Stadium for the continuation of an entertaining showdown. And it is the second and final half between Pipeline and ASM Athletic Football Club. And ASM still leading by a goal to nil against Pipeline. And Pipeline getting that corner swiftly through Lamin Bojang. And key of the players around the area, partly headed out. Abdullah Jallo down for some defensive duty. And already we have seen the triple substitution being effected by head coach Mohamed K. Fati of Pipeline Football Club. And ASM Athletic will have the chance to deliver the throw-in. Pipeline dressed in white shirts, and white socks under the guidance of head coach Mohamed K. Fati. Whilst Pafode Bojang and Musa Toure on the technical dugout for the KM Regional 3rd Division champions, and both ends starting from where they left it in the first half. Abubakar Sise, the shot stopper, that seems to have factions of headers. Both sides having a lot of energy since the commencement of the second half. It has been an industrious technical area for both gaffers. Both sides are hoping to advance to the semi-final. And already in Basuri, SAU United leading SMC 3-3 goals to nil. 3-0 in Basuri, 1-1 in Bakau, and 1-0 at the Box Bar Mini Stadium in Brikama. Pipeline nil, ASM Athletic 1. SMC nil, SAU United 3. Sporting Real 1, Sabi 1. Interesting. And now the chance. And Pipeline will use the moment to drive it forward. Having a lot of energy since the commencement of the second half. From the left to the right, fantastic control from Lamin Bojang. The talisman trying to go solo, and he has been rustled. And that probably might result to a yellow card. And Lamin Bojang seems to have protested against that decision. But currently it's a discussion between Mustafa Diouf, the central referee, who is assisted by Dauda Sonko, Seni Bojang, Mod Lamin Sanyang, the fourth assistant referee. Lamin Kabajiba is the match commissioner. Alaji Sani, the referee assessor. Interesting from the Box Bar Mini Stadium. We have seen an interesting first half, and more interesting in the second period between Pipeline and ASM Athletic. We will constantly monitor situations elsewhere, as we already having 3 games across 3 different venues. 7 champions battling for the available 3 spots in the second division. Lamin Bojang is the player currently behind the ball. Lamin Bojang currently behind the ball for Pipeline. Key of their players around the area. ASM Athletic working on some defensive duty. That's a header over the crossbar. That was definitely very close. They thought the assistant referee was going to raise the flag, but unfortunately the flag of the assistant referee stayed down. That seems to be a protest from Abubakar Sise, the goalkeeper, and the central referee Mustafa Diouf. Mustafa Diouf is having a word with the shot stopper. Pipeline getting it forward, and we have seen 3 players injected in the second period. The boys from LRR to Ibrahim Akanyi 10. Ibrahim Akanyi, and finally it's a throw in against ASM. Lawrence Jata doing those defensive duties, and now Pipeline desperately in need of an equalizer. A point might not be enough for them, but anyway, let's just wait and see what's going to be the outcome as far as the goal difference are concerned. Usainu Danso, the goal scorer. His goal is still the difference from the Box Bar Mini Stadium. Usainu getting the only goal in this contest. Yusufa Dafe, who is currently on loan from Abdullah Jallo, to the talisman Vicente Gomez. Vicente trying to maneuver his way. Delivery over the crossbar. He was looking for his fantastic left foot, but unfortunately his effort sailed over the crossbar when he was trying to look for his reliable left foot. Even the head coach Pafode Bojang was expecting to have a decent one. At some point, we thought he was on the verge of celebrating a goal. But anyway, Pipeline trailing by a goal to nil against ASM Athletic. And any moment from now, ASM Athletic will equally introduce another player. That's going to be the fourth substitution. Lamin Bouya. Pipeline once again, but unfortunately could not connect to that. We will constantly monitor situations elsewhere. In Bakau, it's 1-1. In Basuri, it's 3-0 in favor of SL United. And the team captain is coming off Abdullah Jallo. Claps from the background and claps from the section of supporters of ASM Athletic as Abdullah Jallo, one of the most experienced players, made way. And Abdullah has been replaced by Bakari Jadama. And Jadama started in the last or first and second game before coming on as a substitute in the third game at the Boxbar Mini Stadium against Pipeline. Already there is a player currently down injured for ASM Athletic Football Club. He has been assessed by the central referee Mustafa Jouf. And Usainu Danso, the player who got the only goal from the Boxbar Mini Stadium in Brikama. Interesting and lively. Usainu Danso. Pipeline will have some interchange of possessive display. Picking it up. Lays that ball on the far end for Lamin Bojang to chase. And Lamin is currently having it tough against the right side of wing back Usman Balde. Operating on the left side of the defense for ASM Athletic Football Club. On the Pafode Bojang, Musa is his assistant. Entertaining and lively. Boxbar Mini Stadium is the venue. And of course the theater of entertainment. If you want to get entertained, you have to be at the theater. And theater of what? Entertainment for that, or to be precise. Salio to Lamin Bojang. Lamin Bojang for Pipeline. Looking for some penetration. Being surrounded by a group of players. Trying to maneuver his way. Pipeline will try to pick possession. Now ASM Athletic will drive it forward around the center circle. Could this be a moment for ASM? ASM battling it out. Vicente Gomez receiving that ball, but unfortunately could not get to that. And the team captain for Pipeline picks it. And fantastic run into the gloves of the goalkeeper, Abubakar. And now the chance for Vicente to get it forward. Vicente Gomez getting it down. Now Pipeline will start the play from their own half. Through short stopper Yusufa Dafe. Dafe to Faburama Jete. Jete Faburama going long, trying to connect the run of the team captain. Fantastic back heel. And now having some defensive duty, calling in for a foul, and that's a foul as judged by central referee Mustafa Jouf. That's a foul at a crucial position, and Pipeline will have the chance. Oh, not a foul. I thought that was a foul awarded by central referee, but unfortunately it was never given. And now the latest introduced player. And now ASM Athletic will try to go solo. He has been dispossessed and Pipeline will build on the attack. Vicente Gomez. Vicente will slowly receive the ball, trying to maneuver his way, calling in for a foul. Penalty! And that's a penalty. And that's a penalty against Pipeline. And ASM Athletic will have the chance to double the advantage. ASM Athletic has been rewarded by central referee Mustafa Juf. And the team just need a dead ball specialist or a penalty specialist. And will have the chance to go 2-0 up against Pipeline. There seems to be a protest from the technical bench of Pipeline, but the central referee stood his ground and pointed to the spot. Mustafa Juf, the central referee, has awarded a penalty. ASM Athletic will have the chance. Who is going to deliver this? Omar Njai. Omar scored the first goal in the 2-1 victory over Sabi. And now the chance of doubling the lead for ASM Athletic at the Box Bar Mini Stadium. And already it is 2-1 in Bakau. Sabi leading 2-1 against Sporting Real. And ASM Athletic will now have the chance. Vicente will deliver this. Vicente Gomez, the talisman, just need to score. And if he scores, ASM Athletic will go 2-0 up against Pipeline. Worrying moment for Pipeline in their quest of getting to the semi-final of the competition. Mustafa Juf, the central referee, has awarded that. And Vicente Gomez has stepped up. And of course, Yusufa is a reliable penalty saver. Vicente Gomez. Vicente, and saved by the goalkeeper. I said this earlier on. Yusufa has been a penalty specialist. Yusufa Dafe. We have been seeing Yusufa in the Brikama Somanawetan here. Whenever he step up, he has been a reliable penalty saver. I said this just before Vicente Gomez getting the penalty. And you could see Yusufa saving this game, and it is still game on. ASM Athletic still leading by a goal to nil. And of course, pressure will still mount on the KM Regional 3rd Division champions as the score is already 1-0 and the side is just 1-0 up. And elsewhere in Bakau, Sabi 2, Sporting Real 1. And with the current score, Sabi and ASM Athletic will advance to the next phase. And Pipeline still walking on, having something here. And now the chance, cross comes in. Abubakar arriving just in time to gather that ball with ease. Abubakar sees the shot stopper, getting it forward to Usainu Danso. Usainu, the flag of the assistant referee, stayed down. That was never a decent control. Usainu is already down, seemingly injured. Let's just wait and see what's going to be the outcome here. He has been one of the reliable players for ASM Athletic. And Vicente Gomez had the glorious opportunity, and he can't just believe that that was never a goal. The shot stopper to the rescue for Pipeline. The goalkeeper, Yusufa Dafe, has been a reliable penalty saver in the Brikama Somanawetan for Kabafita United. And he has been the hero for Kabafita United before joining TMT. Is it about to rain at the box bar? But anyway, we just have to wait and see what's going to be the outcome. Clouds are getting darker and darker. Anyway, Box Bar Mini Stadium is the venue. Pipeline trailed by a goal to nil. Dressed in white shorts and black socks. Against the resurgent ASM Athletic side. Dressed in orange shorts and orange socks under the guidance of head coach Pafode Boja. Pipeline enjoying possession. Ibrahima Kanye Ibrahima trying to pull the strings in the heart of midfield. Getting it down to Faburama Jete, who is one of the central defenders. Jete Faburama, not a decent control. The regional third division champions from KM will now use the moment to drive it forward. Will use the moment to drive. The game is not yet over. It is never over until it is all over. More and more players arriving for Pipeline. 2 more players to be injected shortly. Dribbling Lamin Bojang. Magnificent control. Calling in for a corner. And cross comes in. Massive clearance coming from Abbas Baji. What a chance for Pipeline to draw this game level. But unfortunately, Abbas Baji arriving just in time to clear that ball decently. The goalkeeper missed that. And that would have been a howler from the shot stopper, Abubakar Sise. It was just technical area. 2 more players to be injected shortly by Pipeline. But already is a corner. The boys dressed in white colors. Trying to get an equalizer before anything will happen here. Finally is another corner. Pipeline continue to pile pressure in search for an equalizer. 2 more players to be injected shortly. And in case you're just monitoring situations, this is coming to you live from the Box Bar Mini Stadium. And it is live on LSTV at the carpet. Parliament Party and Ibrahima KB Sonko has already walked away a little bit, engaged on something else. But anyway, Usainu Danso will drive it forward. Usainu, the only goal scorer, to Vicente Gomez, partly caught out. And Vicente, is that a foul calling in? The central referee had nothing to it. And Pipeline will use the moment once again. Pipeline will drive forward by Sanyang. Cross comes in. And Abubakar will gather that ball and wouldn't be in any hurry. Pipeline desperately in need. Lamin Bojang against his marker, and that's a throw in, and probably it might rain again. It might rain again from the Box Bar Mini Stadium in Brikama. Interesting and lively. Double substitution, and we have seen double introduction for Pipeline Football Club, desperately in need of an equalizer. Delivery. Faburama Jete around the center. Ball being controlled decently. And Lamin Bojang. And Lamin has been the most entertaining player for Pipeline. Whenever they receive the ball, most of the times they will use the player to possibly see. Lamin Bojang once again with a lot of pace. Cross comes in, fantastic defending. And Lamin seems to be causing a lot of problems for ASM Athletic in the second period. From the first half to the second half. And Pipeline continue to pile pressure in search for an equalizer. ASM Athletic having key of its players behind the ball. Let's just wait and see what's going to be the outcome of this contest. And already the assistant referee has already waved for a goal kick. And ASM wouldn't be in any hurry. Won the regional third division in KM in 2025 and of course in 2026 as well. Lawrence Jata to Usainu Danso. Fantastic control. What a player Usainu Danso with a lot of pace and skill. And that's a goal kick as George, the assistant referee. And the way he controlled that ball, that was just magnificent. Usainu Danso, eye-catching, fascinating youngster. Faburama Jete for Pipeline. Faburama going long. Lawrence Jata will chase. And Lawrence has been handled. And central referee has already given that. Already given that. It has been a magnificent game from the first whistle to this moment of this game. And Pipeline needs to score, or else they will kiss bye to the competition. Elsewhere in Bakau, it's 2-1 in favor of Sabi. With the current score, Sabi will advance. ASM Athletic will advance. Pipeline and Sporting Real will crash out. Usainu Danso. Usainu surges forward, but into the gloves of the goalkeeper, Yusuf Adafe. Claps coming from the faithfuls of ASM Athletic Football Club. Lamin Bujang. And Lamin has been the most eye-catching player for Pipeline, undoubtedly. Faburama Jete. Now ASM Athletic. Fantastic control. Now the chance Usainu Danso. Trying to maneuver his way. Calling in for this time. This time it's drive into the bottom corner, and he made amends of the mission from this spot. Vicente Gomez getting the second goal for ASM Athletic, and you could remember Vicente squandered this goal kick from this spot before getting the second goal. But of course, this is of course a beauty of a goal. That was a fantastic build-up. Usainu Danso receiving the ball, dribble pass 1 and 2 before laying the ball forward to Vicente Gomez. And Vicente dribble pass 1 and 2. And of course, hit the topmost or the bottom corner of the goal post. And ASM Athletic 2-0 up against Pipeline from the Boxbar Mini Stadium. Vicente Gomez with the second. And ASM Athletic edging closer. And of course, with this score, they are moving to the second, they are moving to the semi-finals. And in the semi-finals, they just need a victory to sail to the second division. Whilst Pipeline, yes, Pipeline, I mean, need to score, not only to score, but Pipeline need to score twice for them to have any chance of advancing to the semi-final. It is, of course, a crucial game, a crucial and lively game. ASM Athletic 2-0 up against Pipeline. Boxbar Mini Stadium into raptures, coming from the supporters of ASM Athletic. They are definitely loving the atmosphere. ASM Athletic loving the atmosphere from the Boxbar Mini Stadium. The side has the glorious opportunity from the spot, squandered by Vicente Gomez. And now Vicente getting the second goal after Usainu Danso getting the first goal in the first period. What a contest from the Boxbar. And now Pipeline will use the moment to drive it forward. They wouldn't love the way the game is progressing. And Lawrence Jata. Boxbar Mini Stadium is the venue, and the supporters of ASM Athletic are indeed loving the atmosphere. They are loving what they are currently witnessing here. Vicente Gomez squandered the glorious opportunity from this spot, but made amends by getting the second goal. It's getting darker and darker from the Boxbar Mini Stadium. Delivery that wouldn't trouble the goalkeeper. Pipeline. Vicente Gomez trying to get the ball off the feet of the player. Pipeline will now have the chance. Lamin Buja has now moved from the left and right side of the attack in trying to receive the ball around the center. Pipeline again. Lamin Buja, magnificent youngster. And now Pipeline will use the moment. Fantastic strike, decently caught out by Lawrence Jata. Doing a lot of work in the heart of midfield. Both ends hoping to advance to the semi-final. Now ASM Athletic. Pipeline will use the moment, using the left side of the attack. Dribble pass one and the player. And that's a goal kick. As judged by the central referee Mustafa Juf, assisted by Dauda Sonko. Seni Bujang, Mod Lamin Sanyang, the fourth assistant referee. Lamin Kabajiba is the match commissioner, whilst Alaji Sane serving as the referee assessor from the Box Bar Mini Stadium in Brikama. Earlier on, I was here with Ibrahim KB Sonko, but he has also joined the volleyball game to possibly see how he's definitely going to update that. But already pipeline back to the goalkeeper Yusufa Dafe. Dafe Yusufa will have some problems, and now Usainu Danso. Could that be? The central defender was intelligent enough. He received the ball. Usainu Danso again. Danso Usainu. Now the chance for pipeline to clear their line. Entertaining and lively. Magnificent strike, and that wouldn't trouble the goalkeeper either. Ibrahim KB Sonko, at some point you ran, but I was made to understand your concentration was on the volleyball. So already KB, we have seen already 2 goals for ASM Athletic. They had the glorious opportunity from the spot. The player Vicente Gomez squandered the opportunity, but he was able to make amends by getting the second goal and getting ASM Athletic the 2-0 advantage. And elsewhere in Bakau, Sabi is currently leading 2-1 against Sporting Real, and currently with this score, Sabi and ASM Athletic will advance to the semi-final.
What a game in the second half when we thought that Pipeline FC will make more advancement. They will be the most industrious side. Unfortunately, it is the other side, the champions in KM, that is ASM Athletic, asking all the questions. And then a penalty was called. And if you know the netminder of Pipeline FC, Yusuf Dafe, what a netminder, for me, one of the very best, if not the best young keepers, in the country in terms of saving penalties. And he came to the rescue of his side, Vicente missed. But again, like you said, from a villain to a hero. Remember, he was involved in the first goal too. He kicked the ball before the goalkeeper parades it towards the side of Usainu Danso, who made no mistake, 1-1. And now with 2-2, we can say with certainty, ASM Athletic will be in the, at least in the semi-finals.
With the current score, ASM Athletic is edging closer and closer in getting to the semi-final of the promotion playoffs. And in the semi-final, you get a victory, you advance to the second division, and you are beaten, you still have a second chance. And of course, KB, I think the most important thing in these promotional playoffs is to get a spot in the semi-final. In the semi-final, you either have the chance of getting to the second division automatically by winning your game, or having the second chance of getting to the second division after coming to the playoffs.
Yeah, but not as easy as we thought, because in fact winning the regional championship is hard, and then if you win it, this is the game of champions. And now, in the semi-finals too, it will be 4 hopeful, champions from different regions who will be also, will be biting on their luck, and their capabilities to also book a place in the final. The best thing is, the best of luck will be, having a place in the final. There, you have a chance to play in the promotional playoff final, and then when you are in the final, you already knew that, at least, come 2026, 2027 season, you will play second division.
And Ibrahim, before letting you go, we have not been talking about the SAO United SMC game. And then interestingly, the scoreline that I have seen is SAO United 3, SMC 0.
Interesting, and that will make it very, very interesting. And now, if they can score one, they will be guaranteed, finishing on top of the table. And what a scoreline! If they score another 1-4-0 with 3-1, with 3-0, they will all be on the same point, the same goal difference with with that of SMC, but they'll be qualifying in fact with 3-0. With 3-0, they will have better goal difference.
Thank you very much, Ibrahim KB Sonko, and he's about to rain once more. I think we have to relocate anytime soon. But anyway, in case you're just joining, it is still 2-0 for ASM Athletic Football Club. And Sehu Mansali, one of the longest serving players, who played in the top division, second division, and now playing in the third division of KM Regional Third Division. And Sehu has played for Real de Banjul, one of the most successful clubs in the Gambia. And of course, anytime soon, he will be introduced by head coach Pafode Bojang. And Sehu Mansali will be introduced alongside two other youngsters, the likes of Ibrahim Andir and Co. And any moment from now, I think Ibrahim ASM Athletic is now using the moment to wind down the clock to possibly see if they can walk away with this interesting 2-0 advantage.
Yeah, why not with the current score? But you never say never, knowing that Pipeline is another very, very capable industrious young side. They would like to at least, grab a point to boost their chances of qualifying. But you never know. It is going to be difficult against this very, very experienced and blend with some youthfulness of ASM Athletic.
Thank you very much, Ibrahim KB Sonko. At some point we thought we were running away from the rains, but unfortunately, anyway, but that wouldn't stop us from covering or giving you every aspect of this contest. ASM Athletic on the driving seat, leading 2-0 against Pipeline. Usainu Danso broke the deadlock in the first half, getting the team on the driving seat before Vicente Gomez getting the second goal after missing from the spot. And already it is raining at the Box Bar Mini Stadium in Brikama in the final moments of this lively and entertaining showdown. Pipeline need to score, not only to score but need to score twice. Can they remarkably turn this game over its head? Now remains the biggest task and question for the boys from LRR. And Yusuf Dafe will have some challenges, and that is already a throw in on the far side, and Yusufa seems to be under pressure. Ibrahim Kewi Sonko.
Yeah, he's under pressure. But I think if there is anything he needs to develop, in his game is building up from behind. He can play the ball from both his left and right. But again, that is a side where he has a lot of deficiency in terms of quality. But he's young, so young. He will be around 16, 17. We expect him, to at least better that side of his game. If he can better, he has huge potentials.
Thank you very much, Ibrahim KB Sonko. Entertaining and lively. In case you're just monitoring it live, you are reminded that this game is coming to you live on LSTV at the cabin. Parliament Fadi, Ibrahim KB Sonko. And behind camera operations is Osman and Amindao. Entertaining and lively. Box Bar Mini Stadium, the venue. ASM Athletic are still unbeaten in the promotion playoffs. Defeated Sabi 2-1. Drew goalless against Sporting Real, and now on the verge of securing maximum point against Pipeline, only if they are able to hold on to the 2-0 advantage. Sehu Mansali has been introduced in the second half, one of the experienced players alongside Lawrence, Sirifo Dabo, Modlamin, Sala and Co. And ASM Athletic are boosted with experience against a young and energetic Pipeline setup. And Pipeline are indeed aware that they need to score twice to have any chance of advancing. But whether that is enough is now the million-dollar question. The supporters of ASM Athletic are enjoying it from the Box Bar Mini Stadium, despite being very far from the commentary cabin. There is a player already down, and ASM Athletic will use every opportunity to wind down the clock. And now the chance, and Lamin Bojang has already ordered the player to use the other end of the Box Bar Mini Stadium to make way. And Pafode Bojang, the head coach, is asking the medical team to slow down KB. I think they have every time to possibly, wind down the clock, and then the more time they delay, the more time they wind down. I think this is, of course, going to be their advantage as they are edging closer in snatching a spot in the semi-finals.
Yeah, sometimes these things can happen between coaches and medical staff. You remember the famous incident between Jose Mourinho and the Chelsea then female Spanish doctor Sara Cabrero when she was running, for them, for doctors and health workers, they have one priority to save life and to minimize harm. So when they see it, they have to rush, to as soon as possible to reach at the place and to minimize harm or save life where possible. But this difference can come. You can see the coach, Bafode Bojang. Remember, he was also at some point coaching BK Milan when they were in the 4th division. I could remember when Alaji Sar was sacked, he was the one who replaced him. And then since then, he was on and off in coaching. Now at the helm of affair at ASM Athletic doing a fantastic job. Kudos to him. But I think the captain for Pipeline, he deserved this. He went away with a very unnecessary late tackle on an ASM Athletic player, and he repeated the same this time. No margin for error. The referee, center referee, gave him a straight red.
Thank you very much, Ibrahima KB Sonko. And it is already entertaining and lively. Already raining at the Box Bar Mini Stadium in Brikama. But this wouldn't deprive us from getting you every aspect of this contest, as we have already played 82 minutes unofficial. 82 solid minutes unofficial from the Box Bar Mini Stadium between the boys in white and the boys in orange. Lamin Bujang, fantastic youngster. Lamin Bujang driving it forward for Pipeline Football Club. And those rallying behind Pipeline, those from LRR, we love to see Pipeline advance to the semi-final of the competition. But interestingly, the side trailed by 2-0 against the regional champions of LRR. ASM Athletic. Central referee Mustafa Chouf has waved against Pipeline or against ASM Athletic. Pipeline. Currently ASM Athletic having every player behind the ball. And now the defenders are trying to have numbers up front. It's going to be a switch of play from the left to the right. Partly caught out by ASM Athletic, and Vicente Gomez will chase. And Gomez Vicente, Yusuf Adafe, the goalkeeper, getting it down. And ASM Athletic, now Abubakar Sise into his gloves. And Abubakar will wind down the clock. The score is definitely in their favor. 2-0 up, and just need to defend this. And that's a corner. With more than 8 seconds, it's a corner. Ibrahim Akebis. I think most of the people are not very much okay with this. So I think this is definitely going to test, test a lot of goalkeepers. At some point, it was, of course, a chance for ASM Athletic to get the ball from their own half, and now the chance for Pipeline to get the corner. And the corner has already been taken, and danger still not averted. Lawrence getting the ball off for ASM Athletic. I think Ibrahim KB Sonko, interestingly, most of the goalkeepers are not very much okay with that.
I love this. I think this is introduced for Gambian goalkeepers, especially in the 4th, 2nd division. I will say in all levels of Gambian football, they waste more time, more than necessary. In most of the games you watch, either the 4th, 2nd division, 3rd division, Navetan. When a team is leading, you can see their goalkeepers, provoking players, provoking opponents, provoking fans, and then wasting so much time. But with this 8-second delay, more than 8-second delay for a corner, I love it, and I wish it could be implemented even at the lowest of grade in Gambian football, that is Nawetan and even academic football.
Thank you very much, Ibrahim KB Sonko. And we believe undoubtedly it's going to take effect. Or anyway, already a player for ASM Athletic down injured. Leading 2-0 against Pipeline. Time running out for regional champions from LRR. They have to score twice. 2 solid goals or more to have any chance of advancing to the semi-finals. If the score remains like this, it's ASM Athletic to the semi-final alongside Sabi, who are also enjoying a narrow 2-1 advantage against Sporting Real in Bakau. SL United enjoying a massive 3-0 advantage against SMC. Interesting in this promotion playoffs. We could remember Ibrahima, when Jam City defeated SL United, we thought it was going to be all Jam City in the group stage. And of course, all of a sudden, we saw SMC defeating Jam City in their second game. And at that point, we thought it was going to be all SMC. And in their second game, they also got battered, by SL United. And the side is currently trailing 3-0 against SL. Entertaining and, of course, interesting results in the promotion playoffs.
No, remember, this is a class of champions, not only champions, but regional champions. So, when you get your calculations wrong, you get something wrong, you will be massively punished. And that's what exactly we have seen here. At some point, you can see when even Pipeline won their first game against, Sporting Real, unexpectedly do 2-0 to most people, because we believe, many of us believe, like, the best of the talents we have, they are playing football, in the greater Banjul areas and West Coast region, even though some of them are from URR, CRR, but normally, they export them to these areas in the Gambia. But unfortunately, we have seen what happened, Pipeline winning 2-0, but since then, they have been on the losing side, even today, trailing 2-0 with less than 10 minutes for the game to end.
Thank you very much, Ibrahima KB Sonko. Entertaining, lively, and of course entertaining as well. Box Bar Mini Stadium is the venue. And special thanks to every individual currently monitoring this game live on LSTV. And I am already saying, all those that are currently watching this game, away from home, thank you very much. And we've also seen our guy currently watching this game away from home though. So anyway, Amzete, thank you very much. And good to know that you're watching this game. You're watching your boys away from home. And LRR to be precise. And special thanks to all those watching it live on LSTV on either our Facebook or YouTube channel. Already from the Box Bar Mini Stadium is ASM Athletic 2, Pipeline 0. And Pipeline will have some defensive duties to do, whilst ASM Athletic will use the right side in trying to penetrate. Could this be a moment for ASM Athletic? And finally, it's an advantage Pipeline. And Pa Fode Bojang, the head coach, industrious on his technical area, giving instructions to his lads. Who is going to win this contest remains to be seen. But already on the driving seat is ASM. Won the regional competition in 2025 and 26. And getting to the promotion playoffs last season before losing to Carnifing East. And now in the promotion playoffs on the verge of booking a spot in the semi-final. Though is a total different playoff. Last year, Ibrahima, it was having just the chance of winning a game and you are in the second division. And this season, you have to play a whole lot of games for you to have any chance of being in the second division. I think any of the teams that got the chance of being in the second division will definitely fight tooth and nail to either maintain or not having the chance of dropping to the drop zone.
Well, I love this format. It's very fair, where teams in different regions will come and play, not like the old format where the regions in the provinces will come and play, and then the three regional champions of Banjul, KM, and West Coast will play. I don't like that. Football should be fairly balanced, and all teams should be grouped. Like this format is best. So where it will be balloted in front of everybody, a group of 4 in Group A, and in Group B, a group of 3, then 2 teams playing, 2 teams from each group qualifying to the semi-final, the finalists qualifying direct, and then there will be a third and fourth place playoff, and the third place winner also book a place into the second division. It's very fair and nice.
Thank you very much, Ibrahima KB Sonko. ASM Athletic on the verge of getting to the semi-final of the promotion playoff, so a possible spot in the second division. Last year they came and 5 solid minutes has been added. 5 solid minutes has been added on. And on the 5 minutes of additional time, ASM Athletic just need to hold on. And already 1 minute into the stoppage time. And ASM Athletic just need to hold on, and they will advance to the semi-finals. Lamin Bojang, Tricky and Pace. Being marked by Sehu Mansali. And the flag is up against Lamin Bojang. And Pipeline Yes, Pipeline need to score and score again. Whilst ASM Athletic just need to hold on. Ibrahim Andir will chase. Duffy, the shot stopper, ball being chested down. And Sabi is still leading 2-1 in Bakau. Thank you very much, Ibrahim Akebi Sonko. And of course, into the final moments of this lively and entertaining showdown. And of course, just few minutes, ASM Athletic will be in the semi-final.
Yeah, we have played almost 3 minutes of the the added 5 minutes into the stoppage time, and already Usainu Danso and Vicente have scored for ASM Athlete, the champions of KM, and now they are cruising into the semi-final, and then now they will only get a step better. With a step better, they will be into the second division. I know that is their aim and objective. Last year they went until the last minute, they could not make it, but this time around, could they make it? That is the all important question. But right now, yes, they are, because they are topping this highly competitive Group A with 7 points. Remember, they won their first game. In the second game they drew, and today against a very industrious Pipeline FC of Lower River Region LRL, they are leading by 2-0.
Thank you very much, Ibrahim KB Sonko. Into the final moments of this lively and entertaining showdown. Who is definitely going to get there remains to be seen. Who is definitely advancing and who is crashing out. Pipeline on the verge of crashing out. ASM Athletic on the verge of advancing to the semi-final. And now the chance. Who is winning it remains to be seen. And in case you're just monitoring situations, you are reminded that this is coming to you live. And live from the Boxbar Mini Stadium, and it is live on LSTV at the cabin Parliament Fati. Ibrahim Akebi Sonko, and behind camera operations. And that is of course reckless. And that will result to a yellow card. Into the closing stages. Into the closing stages of this lively and entertaining. Special thanks to those monitoring the game live on LSTV. And special thanks to the management, ASM Athletic, for facilitating this. And of course, for that partnership with LSTV to make sure we broadcast all of their matches as far as the promotion playoff is concerned. Now, opportunity for ASM Athletic. Could that be a moment to triple the advantage? And that is the end of the game, and there we go. Pipeline are already out of the promotion playoffs, whilst ASM Athletic have already booked a spot in the semi-final. And now it just need will be heading to the second division. And of course, this is where we're going to wrap it up. It has been Parliament for the Ibrahim Akebi Sonko, Osman Kamara and the team. Bye-bye from the Boxbar Mini Stadium till we come your way again. Sorry, left us just short interview. Okay. You want to prefer? Did I English or Mandinka?
No, anyone.
Anyone. Okay. For Mike Dollar. Oh, you are record laugh. And ya live could be a record. Ni pura jana. Ngafen ko ni senya then after ko ni. Oh, jambe dia adalah. English is fine. Okay. It's full time at the Box Bar Mini Stadium between Pipeline and ASM Athletic, and of course Pipeline has already crashed out from the promotion playoffs, and here with us is the head coach Mohamed Kefati. Mohamed, first tell us the feeling after crashing out entirely from the promotion playoffs.
It's a mixed feeling. It's a moment that we have never prayed for. Our entire dream and what we anticipate is to qualify for the second division, knowing that we are the regional champion, that is LRL, and history has spoken for itself. For many years back, many oftenly, it's LRL team that usually qualified from the provincial part of the Gambia.
Starting with your first promotion game when you got the better of Sporting Real in your first game, what was the mood in the camp?
It was more of a great feeling. The players were well motivated, knowing that they have won their first game. They were looking forward to win their second game. Unfortunately, we lost to Sabi, and here again, our third match, we lost.
The team got its first test of the competition when they lost 2-1 to Sabi, and then thereon, what was the preparation like coming into the final game, which is of course going to be crucial against ASM Athletic?
We did prepare much more better than ever before. We put on all the technical arrangements, all the support that we need. But unfortunately, this is the destiny that God has destined for us.
It is already the end of the journey for Pipeline. What are you now working towards to possibly see if to get the team here?
I wouldn't say it's the end of the journey for Pipeline, specifically for this playoff. But I'm sure this is our first time to even go for qualifiers proper. We went on qualifiers, qualified for proper. In the first year, first time, we make it to the final, and here we are for the playoff. Football comes with this, and we are hoping that at our technical level, together with the management, with the players, we cannot say much, but to thank them, and equally to go back to the drawing board, prepare more.
What type of a Pipeline setup are we going to expect in the regional third division next season, and possibly having the chance of coming back to the promotion playoffs?
Expect a much anticipated team than ever before. We will put in all the resources, all the skills that we need for players to equip themselves, and making sure that we did qualify for the first time, and making sure that next year comes, we are going to make history again.
Despite being a disappointment to many of your fans who rallied behind the team from the first game, second game to the third game, what special message do you have for the fans?
Let the fans be consistent. Football comes with such kind of unprecedented situations. But at all times, what you need to remember is sometimes man proposes but God decides. If you look back in our history, we played almost 10, 11, 12 to 13 matches. We only lost 3 out of that in the round, and then you come play off against Sabi and now against Athletic, that are KMC, the champion. So it's part of football. I'm not taking it as a big deal. All that I need to do is to also thank the fans, the well-wishers, and everybody around, more especially the LRL and the RFA. They have been very supportive. But just to say that we will go back to the drawing board, look at what went wrong, and prepare much more better than ever before, and come and deliver next season. Let them stay with us, and they will see the best of us next season.
Thank you very much for talking. Hard luck, coach.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you very much, and we have to say first congratulations, head coach Pafode Bojang. The look of the face is totally different from the face we saw against Sporting Real in Bakau. So tell us the feeling after booking a spot in the semi-final of the promotion playoff.
I feel happy, I feel glad. We made it to the next round. I told them we have to win this game because this game is very important, like any other game, but this is the most important game in our season. So, but we take advantage of the situation tactically we were disciplined, and we kept the clean sheet today, and also we scored 2 beautiful goals.
Yes, looking at your setup, the team that you assembled in your first game, second game, and the team that you assembled today are totally complete, two are completely different setups. Looking at today's team, your team seems to have assembled a more attacking side, bringing the likes of Ousseynou Danso, Vicente Gomez, and most of your attacking players. Why do you think there is need for you to bring all those attacking players in this game?
Yeah, well, if you look at the first game, we scored 2 goals, and also the second game, we did not score. Despite creating good chances, we did not score. So I went to the drawing board, with my guys. I told them that we have to play more of attacking. Also, tactically, as a unit, we have to defend very well, and also to break them on a counter-attack, which was, evident in the first goal. We scored a good pass from Abbas, and Vicente made a good run, play it in the post, but unfortunately, the goal was saved, and Usain also came and finished it. Second goal also was a very brilliant goal from Vicente.
Yeah, let's talk about the second goal. Before the second goal, you had the chance of putting or having 2-0 up against a Pipeline, but unfortunately, Vicente missed. At that point, what was the feeling? Then you were under pressure.
It was a bad feeling because we could have bettered the game, but also I'm a coach. I don't have to put him down. I just have to give him courage. I call him and I tell him that, come on, you have to come in the game again. You might score, and he scored. So penalty, you might score, and also you might lose. So he lost the penalty. He wanted to score. So I think.
And finally, you are into the most important point of the competition. That is the semi-final, wherein you just need to play a game and then you get yourself a spot in the semi-final. How do ASM Athletic, how are you going to prepare this game going into the semi-final?
Yeah, well, we are going to prepare well because if you look at our games, every game we come up with a game plan. And also we are going to know our opponent. If we know our opponent, also we are going to go back and design a game plan, which we will implement in the pitch. We have good players that are good in listening and also that are disciplined tactically. So if we come up with our plan, I think we're going to win the semi-final easily.
Is second division possible for ASM Athletic?
Yeah, of course. Now we are one step closer to the second division. So I think we are just going to take our chances, defend very well, and also score good goals.
You were at a similar position last year when you crashed out from a similar position. Do you think you have all it takes to get to the second division this season?
Yeah, of course. This is a different setup, different coach, different mentality, different set of players. Despite we have ASM, but it's a different setup. So we are going to, look for all the possibilities to win the game. We are also going to reflect on the last season and see what was the problem and what we need to do to win the playoff.
Your message to the fans, the management, if you have a special message, what would that be?
Yeah, of course, the management, I would say a big thank you to them. Today the CEO came and pledged something to the players, which was very vital, and that also boosts their confidence and morals. So, and also the fans, also you can see they are all over. They came and cheer up the boys. So I would say big thank you to the fans also. Let them come again.
Once again, congratulations, coach. Thank you very much.
You,
Thank you.